Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome and thank you so much for being here. This is going to be a timeless and collective reading. So whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time, just keep in mind it is a general reading. So see which signs and symbols, ideas resonate for you in your particular situation and help bring you some kind of clarity to whatever you're wondering, concerned, confused about. It could just broaden your perspective. Perhaps show you something in a totally different light. Or it could narrow your focus, maybe show you something you were missing that's in between the lines, but in the end, you always trust yourself. Trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So you always make sound decisions that are based in love for the highest and the greatest good of everybody. So we are all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. I have a bunch of different decks here, so let's begin. I don't know why I do that first part with a weird little light. Like, it makes me think of like the chef in the Muppets making the meatballs. So let's begin. All right, what do I have here? I have these weird cards. They're like luck information oracle cards. I know they're really weird, but they're bringing some cool messages. So let's begin with one card. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and the greatest good of all. Clarity for the collective. Start with one message, luck information. Climb mountains. Okay, so it's putting, it just makes me think when I walk on a particular path outside in the woods and I go up this hill with my dog and it kicks my ass every single time. It doesn't matter how many times I've gone up it. But it feels good. And it does get easier. Like your breathing is easier. You can talk on the phone and do stuff, but you feel it in your body. So something may feel difficult. Maybe it feels like a tough climb every time, but I just feel like it's also endorphins. It's also being proud that you're perhaps consistently doing something, that you're continuing on even though the obstacles keep a-coming. Climb mountains. Height. I just thought of those goats. I just thought of those, like, how is it that a goat can climb up on the, like these ledges on mountains that are like this big with their hooves and they just kind of hang out there. So maybe that has to do with a Chinese sign. Maybe you're the sign of the goat or the ram. Or it's really like doing something that looks unbelievable, but you somehow handle it with ease. Like it's natural. Now I just thought of the goats that like, weird mess. I like that the weird messages come through with these cards. Did you ever see like the goats and there's just like 12 of them hanging out in a tree? Like, doesn't that seem like it's like it should be birds up there, not goats? Now I just thought of goat yoga. So climb mountains. It's you know, doing something perhaps unbelievable and attaining it, getting it done. What's at the bottom? New attempt. Ooh. All right, so you're trying something new, trying something again. Here it's photography or, you know, filming a video. And it says, as the message, post a short video of positive energy. So maybe you have goats. You know, you're filming your fun animals or something with your kids or doing, I'm getting like, it has to be something silly. I'm getting something small and short that makes people laugh. It just changes energy. So maybe you do something on YouTube and you're creating a short. I mean, it says a short video, so I don't think it requires a lot of attention. I'm also getting like a surprise. So maybe it's something you happened to get on video and it just happens to be really funny. Like you didn't mean to plan it. Yeah, I'm getting, like, I don't want to say spur of the moment. I'm getting something that's like, I don't know, you just caught a funny situation. You were at the right place at the right time. Okay, now I just saw something weird. Maybe it's because I have the spaceship in the background here, but maybe you catch something also unbelievable or miraculous. I just thought of that book, Chicken Soup for the Soul. Actually, I think there's like hundreds of them. So some kind of, now I'm getting like inspiring story. Something that's really inspiring. Somebody did a really good deed in your community, or you're maybe interviewing someone that's like, I'm getting like a local hero. So now I'm getting like an interview. Maybe there's just somebody you know that did something really special. And maybe even if it's, you know, within your neighborhood, maybe something at your place of employment, or a school, your church, whatever this is, I'm starting to get the chills on the legs, which is usually a bigger goosey angel bump situation. So this is somebody, some of you have somebody in mind that did something kind of cool, kind of special. Maybe it wasn't caught on camera, but maybe you can interview them. Now I'm getting like a introduction, or how did you get into this, or how did this come about in your life kind of energy. So that's really cool. Maybe you're doing something on your own, just speaking about your own experiences. We get anything else with this? Just positive. I just keep seeing chicken soup now. Maybe it's something on cooking. Now I see a business, like, hey, how did you think about starting this business? I'm getting like something maybe unusual that isn't typical, but really like took off in a town, a city, a community. It just makes me think of like, I see like, I actually see like a speakeasy or something that's kind of like I'm getting special. Like when I think of a speakeasy, I think of something that's like VIP. You know, you kind of have to find it. You have to like knock on a door that doesn't have anything. It's not the big open sign. And now I just see like sports or some kind of, I see like adventure. So maybe something outside. Yeah, I'm actually seeing like ATVs, or some kind of like outdoor activity. So let's see. Now I see like a tree house, a treasure hunt. You know, when they have the things outside, I guess maybe the combo here of height, climb mountains, new attempts. They're like, I mean, like a zip line, and then you have to go across like a wooden bridge, and then you have to, you know, climb up different things, like kind of like an obstacle course, but way more fun. So maybe you're going to something like that, or maybe you have a lot of property and that's a cool idea. I don't know. I hope that's helpful to somebody, but let's move along. Let's get some tea leaf oracle messages. All right, this deck of cards is humongous. It's 200 cards. So let's split it in two, get some more clarity on heights, climbing mountains, new attempts, trying something again. I hear just try again. Try until it goes. Try until it moves. So maybe it's not one attempt. Maybe some of you do one thing and it takes off. Maybe some of you have to do something, I hear, a couple hundred times until it does. But maybe it's just that one, if this is like you on something online, maybe it's just that one little thing that takes off, but then all of those hundreds, possibly other attempts you did, will start to take off because of that one little discovery. Woo! Woo! 3. The wreath. Sorrow over a loss. All right, maybe some of you are going through a loss of something. But the wreath makes me think of compassion and somebody else recognizing what you're going through, or you recognizing somebody else going through some kind of loss. I mean, a loss can be anything. It could be a pet, a family member, a job, an opportunity. Maybe a home, you know, maybe moving to a new town. It could be something good. It could be a change, but it still feels like a loss. I mean, I'm getting more like a bittersweet thing with this because there's sweet energy in the flowers here. So maybe just, you know, I hear transfer. So maybe it's like even going to a new job or something like that, and you're leaving something behind, even though there's a new start. It could be leaving a relationship and there is something else coming through, but it's kind of bittersweet. We have July popping out, so maybe something takes until July. If you have a special occasion, maybe a birthday in July, or maybe something starts in July and now, or but the time before that is the preparation time. I mean, July makes me think of, I just think of beach, sunshine, fireworks. So I know in America, that's like independence. It's like a freedom celebration. So now I'm getting this with this. It's, you know, this looks like a celebration. So maybe it's recognizing that in loss, there's time to heal, working through those waves as they come. Mourning is hard, but it's remembering amazing times, and I'm getting more like a celebration of life with that. And then we got the tiger. Ooh, so maybe that's this and this together. It's like climbing mountains, new attempts, positive energy, and doing something a little bit risky. It's taking a chance. And you gotta, you know, I mean, this tiger looks ferocious. So it's really getting some strength and courage to do something that maybe you just don't know the outcome. You don't know if this situation or this, you know, this is gonna work or not. But I mean, this is coming through. If it is a risky thing and you feel a little bit weird, like red flags, don't go through the dark alley. Don't go in that part of the woods at night. There might be a big tiger there waiting. Like if you get that, trust your discernment. But if it feels, like a leap of faith, you know, like you want to take a little bit of a chance, maybe it's just taking a little leap of faith here. Maybe you particularly relate or connect to tigers. Let's get some more cards. Let's see if anything else pops out. Just remember, these are general readings, so there could be one thing of importance that really connects you to, you know, that answer you're looking for in these readings, or it could be the whole, you know, a big picture. If this is not connecting to you at all, that's okay. It's just not your reading. 3. The Staff. You will be taken care of in difficult times. So if there are difficult times, a hard situation, struggles, hurdles, I'm hearing distance, even maybe it's a long journey ahead, or it's been a long ass journey for you, but you'll be taken care of. Now I don't know why I look at that and I see the toothbrush, and now I see a saxophone. What's that song? Do 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 do. I think it's just the two of us. I'm hearing like saxophone. You will be taken care of in difficult times. And now I hear a George Michael song. What is a song? He's never gonna dance again. Never gonna dance again. Empty feeling, God no way. I don't have the words, blah, blah, blah. But those two songs, maybe there's something in those lyrics. Maybe you play the saxophone. But back to the toothbrush. I just see like you going somewhere. You know, you have your bags packed. You're ready to take a new journey. And you get there and you're like, oh man, I forgot my toothbrush. And then like wasting too much energy on worrying about something that you can actually figure out when you get there. You'll figure it out. You can buy a toothbrush. It's like forgetting something, or feeling like you're leaving something behind, but maybe you really don't need it. You can buy something new. You can look in your situation and see how you can find a resolution. I feel like you're going to figure something out. It could be helpful energy too. What's that? What else is coming through? Lightning. All right. This is controlling your anger, or you will be sorry. I don't know why. I just see like old kung fu movies when I look at that, or like a kung fu video game. But maybe you are angry at losing something. Maybe somebody around you has anger. But it's taking control of anger. It's simmering it down. It's not ignoring it. Sometimes anger needs to come out, because if we keep it in, if we keep something bottled up, it eventually is going to come out, or it's going to create like negative blocks in your actual energy. Sometimes in our actual body, holds on to this anger energy. So it is releasing something, but maybe not at a particular person. Maybe I just see somebody like I don't know, going in a room and like just getting it all out and yelling at a pillow. Like that, but then just like getting yourself back together and re-entering that situation when your energy has changed. So maybe something happens really fast. It also makes me think of, sometimes people can direct their anger at the wrong person because something else happened in the day. They had a argument with their brother or their sister, their friend, their boss, their honey, whatever. And then somebody else comes over and they just freak out on something that actually has nothing to do with what the real, inner situation is. So sometimes the people around us, or maybe even like a stranger, is the person that gets the brunt of our, the crap that is happening inside, because it wasn't let out in another place. It wasn't processed right. So it could be somebody else just kind of like blowing up at you for something that doesn't feel like it's that big a deal. Like, hey, I was just trying to help you with your dishes, man. So try to maybe see that person's perspective, or that it might not have to do with you at all. People are human. We're human and we're all learning. So usually I like the lightning, energy. Like, whoo, flash, bam. Like, new ideas, like zapping you back into action. But if this is like weird lightning, now I see like a lightning rod. So ground yourself first. Ground yourself before you perhaps address that situation to get a resolution. And then you have the pail. It's time to get out of a situation. So if there's a situation around you, you've been thinking about leaving, you're sitting on the fence, you don't know how to approach that person, that conversation. I mean, this is really telling you to like let it out, change that situation, go a different direction. There's something, I just hear stagnant, like no, there's no growth in a situation. It doesn't feel fulfilling. You know, different situations for all of us. For some of you, it's a relationship. For some of you, it's like a project that's just not working anymore. It could be job related. It's like, it's just time to let something go. I go with a pail. Time to get out. It could be some of you, simple as, you know, you're spending too much time watching TV in the house, watching YouTube. Maybe it's actually time to just change up the energy. And I mean, I just see like time to get out, like go out of the house, go do something new, go do something different, take a walk. And then I see the opposite. So if some of you are in some kind of situation, I'm just getting that, you know, it doesn't feel right. Maybe it did in the past, but it doesn't feel right anymore. Is that a Roots song? I don't feel right. I don't feel right. I think it's a Roots song. Wow, I go all over the place with music. I just, you know, I just resonate with music, and that's how a lot of messages come through for me. So I always do suggest, if you feel like that song in particular that I mentioned, maybe like you get that like feeling like, maybe look up the lyrics, listen to the song. Maybe it's a song similar that comes on that's personal for you. And I find this too. I have found that sometimes I know the song, I know the lyrics, but then I watch the video. I mean, it could be a video from like 1970 or maybe even a really old video. But I'm like, you know, something you've never actually seen, and it just has a little thing in it that's that little synchronistic sign. Like, you know, you were talking about roller skates, and then a song comes through and you put on the video and you're like, oh my gosh, they're in roller skates? Like, And sometimes it's not that there's a big, deep meaning in the roller skates. It's just that connection. It's that connection that's showing you like everything is connected. As above, so below. As within, so without. So when you start to see things out here that resonate with things you're thinking or talking about, the more you notice, the more it starts happening. And it feels like tiny little miracles, you know, little like road signs, little like, I don't know, I just see like, I don't know why I see a board game. Like, yeah, like kind of like little road signs, like you're on the right path. Now go that way. All right, let's go to the other pile. Let's see what else comes out. These are all like little tiny messages, different situations. Clarity for collective. Thank you. Ooh, nothing jumping that time. Ooh, now we do. What do we have? How many came out? First is the broken bridge. Well, this is a theme. So unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Now I just see the water under the bridge. I see the storm. There's more lightning. Maybe something happened and there's just no way to cross that bridge. I'm getting that like I'm a struggle, almost like I'm almost, it's really weird. Like I feel sad all of a sudden. Like I see the rain here. You see it? Like a storm, but I'm getting like a storm cloud over a person, and I feel sad. Like kind of like I won't, like suddenly want to cry. And I see like a desire, like you have plans and you're ready for it to move, and then the storm came and you can't get across, and then you figured something out, and then another storm came and then you can't get across, and like you've tried something multiple times, different attempts, and it just keeps like not working out. So maybe it's just not the right time. Or if this is something that repeats, you know, it keeps repeating, then I'm feeling like maybe it's a lesson. Like I'm getting like a little bit of a karma thing. Like if it keeps repeating or coming up in your life, it's coming up to try to bring something to your attention so you can elevate and change. And now I just see the wings. When I see the wings, I think of like becoming what you're supposed to be, being able to fly, having a freedom in your energy, uplifting you. And I feel like there is a way to build that bridge. There is a way across the river. You know, if you're always trying to go across the bridge, maybe you need to figure out how to get a raft or learn how to swim. Like there is a different way. Maybe you need to head upstream a little bit and see if there's I just see a tree that fell down that you can just walk across. So yeah, I just feel like somebody really wants something to happen and it's not. But I do feel like there's a way across somewhere. So let's see what else came out. All right, well, there is. You're going to find that log. You're going to find, you know, you're going to find a random raft or a boat on the side of that river. Because you have this I said this in the last reading. I think I got that like lucky 4-leaf clover. It just makes me feel like there is something that's like, here you go. It's a gift. It's a gift. Like from God, from the universe. Like, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to do something with this? It's like an opportunity or something. Maybe a relationship. Maybe, you know, a chance to have a conversation. A chance to find a solution. Or maybe this is that one lucky, you know, going back to the videos, or that one lucky try. It could be multiple attempts at getting, you know, a job interview. It could be something like that too. You know, and then that one time, just that one time is that time you needed. This is great, not just good. This is great, good fortune. The 4-leaf clover. I don't know, I'm just thinking, I know it's a 4-leaf clover, but I just went to Ireland. So maybe some of you are Irish, or you're going on a trip to Ireland. And now I just see not just a 4-leaf clover. I actually see, it's like, I don't know. Now it's weird. I'm seeing a whole field. And it's like you think they're all 3-leaf clovers. But then you look closer and you're finding more and more 4-leaf clovers. Like you thought something was just, you know, you're going to have that one chance. But it's like that one little burst of luck helps you to have more and more lucky opportunities. The spear. Heartache over what you no longer have. Because I always get different messages. When I see the spear, I see a trident. And I see a tuning fork. So getting more in tune with something. Changing the frequency. Heartache over what you no longer have. I'm getting that bittersweet thing again. I mean, sometimes loss helps us to see our blessings. That lack helps us to really notice what fills our heart with joy and what we have, and having gratitude. So maybe sometimes absence makes the heart go fonder. If you didn't recognize how a certain energy was giving you like beauty in your life, or a particular person was doing that, and then maybe you don't realize how special it is until suddenly it's not there. We got a lot of messages today, guys. And then you have the fox. Foxy. Foxy. So, I mean, I like the fox. It's like a cat dog. It's like a weird little, it's like kind of like a cat and kind of like a dog, like together somehow. So it's shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So, I mean, it could be a sly fox. There could be like a sneaky energy, but I don't get that. I get the like the really like good plan thing with this. I get like somebody's like, like getting like that secret way in. You know, it's like shrewdness and resourcefulness. It could be just, you know, really talking to the right person. I'm getting like somehow going through the back door, you know, that could be, I'm getting like business. I mean, it says business, but I see like a happy accident. It makes me think of Bob Ross. Like, I don't know, maybe you just have a painting or something artistic, or you did something in the past and it just happens to be noticed later. Resourcefulness. Resources. So using your resources you have, the contacts that you have. I know this is a weird thing. You know how this channel is here, guys. But sometimes when I go home at night, I swear this fox, there's one fox in particular, and I see it almost every night. And I feel like this particular fox is just hanging out on the side of the road and just waiting for me, because it runs in front of my car every single time. It's like, I mean, how does it happen to be crossing the road exactly when I go by every time? I mean, maybe they're different fox and maybe it's not the same one, but it's like it waits, and then, you know, I come along with the car and it's like, here she comes, go. like, I don't know. So maybe something like keeps trying to cross your path. Like they keep trying to like, hey, like they're not really like giving you the big message. They're just giving you like a little signal. They're like, when is he gonna notice already? When is she gonna notice? Like, I'm like giving you your little in here. You gotta like, I don't know, like you gotta notice something. I don't quite understand how that parable is helpful, but I do feel like there's somebody like they're trying to help you out, or maybe that's you and you're trying to like be clever about how something can work or something can happen. Maybe somebody's not like not getting the hint. Let's see. Many different messages came through. Woo. Let's take one more, two more. Got the camel, which is perseverance, and you will overcome problems. So, I mean, it does look like there's a situation, either you or somebody you know. There's something that feels like a loss, or it's bittersweet and you're like not going, but it's time to move on something. It's time to go a different direction. There could have been multiple attempts for something to work. Maybe it's a, you know, you're waiting for that lucky opportunity, you know, or to kind of wait to, you know, get through the back door, or, you know, get through that situation a different way, get down the stream and find that log, that raft, maybe even put some energy into learning something. I'm getting, if you don't know how to swim, you know, maybe you need to learn something new so you can get your way through. But you do have the resources to overcome problems because you have something stored away here. You know, it's getting enough nourishment, water, but, you know, maybe knowledge, resources, so that you can hold something inside of you and, like I'm seeing, like use it to get across the desert. So it makes me think of the magician a little bit with that. And then you have, oh my guys, broken wishbone. So maybe one of your wishes didn't come true. Maybe it's not ready to come true yet. Maybe there's a better wish that you haven't thought of or hasn't come across your path, or you didn't notice yet that is the better wish. But I'm getting just like with this, I just have that this was something you planned, something you signed up for, something you had high hopes for. And I'm just getting that something changed. But it's for the better with this. Wish may not be granted. I see plans. I see plans, and I see like, I don't know, like a contract, or I see something that you thought was going to be a certain way, and it's just not about that. But I do feel like there is a new vision. There's like a different way, a new vision, a new dream. And you know, sometimes we get the big vision. We know what we want, but the path isn't given to us. It's like we don't get the map. We just know that there's a you know, that thing that you want to reach, but like the way to get there can be so many different ways. Ooh, that was a lot of energy. Okay. What should I go to? Let's go to the tarot. I have a different one. Actually, I have two things here. Wait. Okay. All right. Well, let's start with an oracle card. I pulled this out. So these are the Animal Whispers empowerment cards. Let's get one animal energy empowerment card for the collective. I should give it an extra shot. Clarity on perseverance. Like having something bittersweet. You know, certain things go away. Also, when our lives change, situations happen, our frequency evolves. There are things that sometimes harshly and sometimes naturally just leave our lives. You know, it could be a friendship, a situation, a job, whatever. Sometimes it's just, we grow, we change. I'm just thinking of like, I don't know, I'm just thinking relationship with this. But that could also be a job where at a certain point in our lives, you know, in our teens, in our 20s, in our 30s, in our 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. Sometimes you have relationships where you grow together and you change together, because we're always going to change and grow. And sometimes that growth evolves naturally. And sometimes the place you are and the place someone else is just kind of going on different paths. It's weird. I see like parallel lines. I think that's a Joss Stone song. So I see like these parallel lines moving with each other, right? Whatever this is, and then kind of going different ways. But it doesn't mean they can't still come back together. But whatever happened on these different ways created like different energies here. So when it comes back together, it's just different. It's just different. Like it kind of makes me think of if you left the house to go off to college, or, you know, grow up, and maybe you had a younger sibling. Like, you know, you still have that partnership, that bond of the family you came from, but perhaps the younger sibling is, you know, going through some stuff in high school and maybe going out to some parties and having their first relationships and, you know, having tough time in school, maybe going, I don't know, I just saw like band camp, you know, having their own experiences, whatever it is, and then you're in the world, you're in the working world, or you're doing something totally different, and then you know, those two energies come back together, it's not that, like, maybe they have a new bond. Maybe as, you know, youngsters together, they fought a lot and they just, you know, in the same environment, it was like, I don't know, like fighting, like wanting their space, wanting to do their thing. I just see like little kids yelling. But then maybe like something happens, growing up happens. Maybe they come together and they're just like, you know, hey, like, I love you, you're my family, but they're just different personalities and kind of accept that. And then I have sometimes it can come back and it can be like a really good friendship all of a sudden, even though there's big changes in their own lives. So maybe something can come back to a friendship. All right, clarity for the collective. The goat. Oh, I'm so glad I picked this deck. Didn't I see a goat at the beginning of the reading? So the goat is coming through. It's a double message for you guys. So the goat. I just love the goats. Like the ones that, like, what is that? The yelling goats or the laughing goats? They just make me crack up every single time. So be sure-footed on the, what is it? Oh, I guess the inclines of life, whether they are going up or down. So it's ground yourself regardless if your situation is, you know, climbing and you're getting up those mountains, or if you kind of fell down the mountain and you got to start over again. Life is life. Not every day is the same, but it's learning from the stuff that didn't work so we can grow and do it again, do it different, change up the situation so we're not always going through the same, like it's like you keep going back in the mud, keep getting stuck in the mud. Maybe there's a way across the mud. I don't know. And now I see somebody just like, doesn't matter how many times they go through the mud, they just know they're gonna get through it, and if it comes up again, they just like give it their all. I'm getting so many different messages with this reading. So we got the Billy Goat. What's at the bottom? And the Panther. Ooh, we have like goat energy and cat energy. So the Black Panther. Ooh, what an amazing creature this is. Step out of the dark into the light. It's like gaining your flashlight, gaining your inner light. I just see something like glowing in the dark. I see like, you know, the jellyfish and everything in the deep ocean that actually like exude their own light when it's not there. Like, what is that? Bioillumination? Isn't that a superhero? I could be wrong on that, but I think that's a superhero too. So if you are in, you know, this time of loss, mourning, frustration, you know, you're having to let something go. Maybe you don't want to, maybe you have to because it came through like lightning. You feel like you're breaking, maybe you feel like you're making this big broken bridge. Like there was a bridge there, now it's like, I'm getting like your fault, or you feel like that. So it's having grace with yourself. Maybe there's a way to build that bridge again. It's really being taken care of though. If that's not just taking care of yourself, you know, putting some energy into you. You know, if this is a loss where you're just, I'm feeling sorrow, I mean, that's really, it's hard. It's hard. There's so many emotions that we feel as humans, and sometimes we feel a shit ton of them at once. So don't ignore them. Allow them to go through you, and then try to remember joy. Remember something a different way. Remember that you have blessings coming through. Remember that there are small miracles around us all the time, that you have support somewhere. I'm seeing just this tiger energy, like whatever it is you're going through, I just kind of get that you are like you actually are a superhero. Like, you are still a badass, even though you're human. But there's something in you. There's something in you that's like special. I'm getting like this warrior energy. Like, you can do it. You can get through it. All right, now the tarot. Yes, let's do the tarot. What do I have? Oh, yeah, I haven't used this in a while. This is actually like the Rider-Waite, but it's called the Before Tarot. So you get like a little peek of the little action that happened before that shot in the tarot. So it's like a little, like getting like a pregame. It just made me think of like tailgating, like getting to something early, and actually that's a way better time than, you know, going to the game, you know, or I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what comes through for the collective. Clarity on the goat, Black Panther, camel, tiger, fox, wreath, broken bridge, staff, heights, new attempts, and July, randomly. Clarity for the collective. Let's start with your focus and your energy. And then we'll look at what may be like restricting you or blocking you. Your energy is what? The Six of Pentacles. Your energy is very giving. Unless you're on this side, then you could be in the position where you have to kind of set down some pride, or maybe even like you're feeling like you're super humble. You don't want to ask for help, but there's somebody here willing to help. And there are other people around, or you in a situation where it's receiving some help. It's having gratitude, saying thank you for helping you out of a situation, offering you a hand. I mean, it's Pentacles, so it could be money, business, monetary, but it's value. It's not just money. It's time and attention and effort. All right, so let's see if you are putting effort into something, or if you're always receiving, it could be that way too. It could be, I mean, if this is upside down, it could be selfish. It could be you, or, I mean, it said your energy, but if you feel like you're always like, I don't know, getting too much, or too much is coming at you, or you always have to ask for help, it's figuring out something so you can, I'm just getting stand up, do something on your own. So it could be saying like, thank you, no thank you. Now I get that thank you next. What is that, Ariana Grande? I mean, that is true if you go relationships with this. Every situation is a blessing, whether it worked out or not, because you learn something about yourself. You learned what works for you that you can notice in the future. You learned what your boundaries are, healthy boundaries, red flags, things that just don't work well with you, and you recognize that sooner. Come on up. Come on, babe. But, you know, you also have to have that being open to what you don't know yet. That self-discovery or discovery of that situation or someone new. Come on up. Are you going to come, or are you just going to hang out there and look at me? Let's see what's blocking you right now. Thanks. Hey, babe. She's going to come join us right now. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate that. I appreciate your presence. It's blocking the collective on the Six of Coins. It's also equal give and take. That's the goal with this. Gratitude when it comes in, and offering it when you can, when it feels right. That value, whatever it is. You know, it could be teaching. All right, so the blockage is you are waiting for something. You're waiting for something. Maybe you did put a lot of energy into something. Maybe it's not growing. And, you know, it doesn't feel like it's growing. It doesn't mean it isn't. Something will be growing if you're putting your attention into it. But it's like you're working here. He's not like, usually on this card, he's like, oh, it was a long day. In this card, you're actually doing the work on something. It looks like you're getting rid of the weeds. But if this is something that you wanted to grow, I just think of like, you know, some of us do not have a green thumb, even though I love plants. Not all of them always do so well in my house. Some do really well. Some do not. I have a poor little plant. I have a poor little plant on the other side of the other side of my living room there, and it has like literally there's like three like little, it's like some kind of palm tree, and there's 3 of them there, and just 2 of them have no leaves. It's just a like sad little trunk. And then one has like just 1 leaf left. So I mean, sometimes we try to grow something in our life and it's just not the right environment. It doesn't have the right soil. It doesn't have the right foundation. It's not getting the right moisture or light. So sometimes things just aren't meant to grow. And other times you start to notice, you know, that thing that I put a lot of attention into or is worth my effort here, like, I know it's growing. Like, it's worth the wait. That was very clear that came through. So something is worth the wait. You can't force something to grow before it's ready, before it's orchestrated to manifest in the right conditions, before it's the right season. So, what's at the bottom? The King of Cups. So this could be you, somebody you know, or it could be the advice that's coming through to help you. Interesting though, because this King of Cups is sitting there with a particular chalice. His cup of, you know, his cup of emotion. He actually doesn't look happy. Usually the King of Cups is like emotionally stable, emotionally available, romantic, you know, creative with experiences. He's the king. He's not the knight. He's not like inexperienced and still figuring his shit out. He's experienced. He's mature. But, I mean, there's a dolphin in the back. The dolphin is playful energy. He doesn't look like he even notices that playful energy. There's a bird here. So there's a message, or a message needs to be sent. And it's like this king is in this, and it's really weird. It's an interesting card. He's on this like platform. It is solid. He has a solid foundation, but it's like a random piece of cement somehow either floating in the ocean, or it's such a solid foundation that it actually goes down to the bottom of however deep that ocean is, which means that's a really solid foundation. If it's just a floating block, it can't really be cement. It has to actually be made of something else that's lighter. I'm just seeing like, you know, maybe the foundation needs to be different. And then he's holding this chalice, and it looks fine. It looks kind of, I want to say like skinny. You know, the chalice he's holding doesn't look like it actually hold that much in it. And then you have like the hand of God in the sky. The hand of the universe is actually, so it's kind of like the Ace of Cups here, offering something that is a brand new start. Because if the Ace of Cups is showing up in this King of Cups world, it's a blessed opportunity that literally can fulfill body, mind, soul, heart. It's a way bigger cup than the one he has, and he looks like he's not paying attention to anything. He's not even paying attention to the cup that's in his hand, or she. It's a masculine energy, but he or she. And I don't know, you need to change your focus. Someone needs to change their focus. See that there is this opportunity presenting itself, this moment, this chance to make a new start, restart. So that was at the bottom. Let's keep it. Let's get clarity on this king. If this King of Cups is upside down, like this, because we like to look at things both ways, then he could be really cold or stubborn, or in a position where with whatever's going on, he like is ignoring, processing something going on in his heart. Like, it's better to just ignore it, and it's not there. It's like an ostrich sticking their head in the sand. Like, you can't ignore it forever. It will build up inside of you or them. So that's like, you have this opportunity to have some fun, dive into the ocean, swim around. You might have to take some of those robes off or it'll drown you. He's got a lot of like protection on, covering himself up. So maybe he needs to like get in his skivvies, take a dive into that gorgeous ocean that's right there. Look up and see that you got this opportunity. And I just see that the last reading I did, I had that thing that came through, like if you're offered this chalice of love and then you just either don't see it or say, like, don't say thank you or don't do anything with it. You just, oh, that's a pretty little chalice, the biggest opportunity that ever came into my world from the universe, and you put it on the shelf and then it just evaporates. So you need to do something with it. Let's get a little clarity on this king. Feeling really trapped. So maybe this king feels trapped, or you, or someone you know, not seeing how to get out. It's like somebody's pushing you in this one. Someone's like all covered up in their, like, it's like a ninja trying to be sneaky, maybe, or it's like they're just controlling this person. So it could be like manipulation or sweet talk, but like weird intentions, or it could be a situation pushing you somewhere so that you are so uncomfortable that you actually have to figure out how to get out of it. Because you're never really trapped when the Eight of Swords comes through. It's just the feeling of being trapped. You feel like you can't move. You feel like you hit obstacles all over the place, no matter which way you go. This is when you have to think about getting through it a different way. You have to, have the faith and use your heart to know you can. I mean, it's just the Eight of Pentacles, or of Swords. So it's a minor arcana. You are involved with changing this situation. It's not the big, it's not the big tower. It's not anything like that going on where it's outside things you can't control and you have to adjust. It's you in a little situation, or a situation where you need to navigate it differently. You need to use those swords to cut those ropes off, that are keeping you trapped. Perhaps this guy is actually trying to help you, and he's like, hey, you're walking over there into the swords, you're going to run into something, maybe you're not listening, because maybe this person looks scary, like a ninja, but maybe they're just trying to help you out. Maybe their intentions are good. Maybe this is somebody that came into your world, or somebody else's world, to actually have some situation that you grow from. Sometimes those are our tough teachers, our karmic lessons. And it feels difficult in the situation, but you feel really good when it's done. And I feel like with that card, you just have to like twist. You just have to see something a different way through, the side way through. At the bottom is the Empress. Oh, beautiful. You have the Dove of Peace. The Empress is able to nurture her surroundings, really give good advice. She's Venus, she's beauty, she's able to handle everything, he or she, but it's a feminine energy. It's beautiful. It's being able to really stick around. Like it's like a birthing thing. So you can birth an idea, birth a solution, new opportunities, a new relationship, children, pets, whatever it is. There's a natural knack of how to take care and attend and put love into each and every little situation, even if they're all different. it just makes me see peace here. And the wheat underneath looks like harvest. It's like you're waiting for that time to harvest. I'm just getting growth and abundance and something that you can manifest that will last through the darker seasons, the colder winters. I actually feel like I can smell fresh baked bread. So maybe this is somebody who can bake or cooks or knows about nutrition. There's children here, so it's somebody that's really good with kids. It's like, I mean, the Empress can be tough love because she wants her children or her projects, whatever this is, to be self-sufficient, to have their own skills, you know, to have gratitude and feel proud of the things they do. So sometimes you need to allow something to learn. You can't take your kids' tests. This is parable. Could be actual children, or this is maybe somebody else around you, or maybe this is somebody, maybe the Empress is somebody that you know, allowing you to learn a little lesson so you get it. Because if you're always doing all the work for somebody else, they're not going to know that skill or have that knowledge when they're actually needing to use it in the real world. So there is a little releasing energy that has to go on with the Empress. She can't do everything for everybody. And then she's also just upside down. She's running on empty. So it's giving and nurturing and being there, but it's allowance. It's knowing when to let something learn, you know, grow on its own, have its own space. I just see that this Empress has a knack for, like, people just want to be around her. So, I mean, this could be you, but this is somebody you know, or someone you're thinking about. But if it's just advice, male or female, this energy is figuring out how you can both nurture and teach and it's like a helpful energy, but not necessarily be above. Because if it's with children, you want to like have that energy where you're playing around. You know, I just see like playing Nerf games or board games or like laughing or tag or something like that. And the Empress isn't just like sitting on her lounge chair over there doing her own. I mean, she could be. Maybe the kids just need to play. But I feel like this Empress coming through, because she's actually with the kids, is the one that like is playing like a little bit like a child. So there's like a equal energy, like an exciting energy to be around, but also a trust. And I do see like a little kid like falling down. I don't know if this is a weird scenario, like falling down, hurting themselves, and they're crying. And like there's different ways to I guess handle. I don't know why I'm getting kids with this, but I'm getting like, you can be like, oh my God, are you okay? And there can be that like a little bit obsessive energy, mothering energy that maybe is like almost fueling that situation worse. But you don't want to be the opposite and totally ignoring that situation. Like, just get up, you'll be fine. Like it's that middle ground. So, I just see the example, like, I don't know, like you're nurturing. So like, oh, what happened? Are you okay? Are you all right? Like, oh, like I'm not talking about like a super emergency here either. Just a little scenario, just a little like fell over. And the kid's like a little extra emotional. And like, oh my gosh, are you all right? All right, well, you got to get up. Well, you know what? I don't know about you, but every time I fall down, fall off my chair, I like to have a little bit of ice cream. It always makes me feel better. Like, you think that would help? So you're like both relating to the kid, like, hey, I mess up. It happens to me all the time. But then you're just kind of like taking that energy and kind of uplifting it, changing the focus a little. I know I went in a tangent in a weird direction with that. I hope that was helpful. I'm not sure what just came out. One more card from a different tarot. How long is this reading? Oh, this is a long one, guys. This is a long one. What are we at? Like almost 1 hour and 5 minutes. And I still pulling the cards. Uno más. for the collective. Clarity. What is that? The Muse of Materials. Ooh, it's like the Queen of Pentacles. So you're mirroring somebody. There are two feminine energies here. They're both beautiful. Oh, we're ending with a bridge. There's a way across. There is a bridge that's going to be built. And it's kind of interesting. If this is the Queen of Pentacles. So I kind of feel like she's like the baby Empress. You know, she still has the Empress like energy. She's usually an earth sign, like Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Doesn't have to be. It's that nurturing energy, that helpful energy, taking care of, you know, surroundings. But she's pretty practical. She's realistic. She accepts reality as it is. Like, you know, it's okay to dream and imagine and create, but you got to come back to reality and see how, like, what you can actually do. See the situation for how it is. Be practical solutions. Like, she's not, this is the queen that doesn't want to ignore, like, doesn't want to ignore the problem. Sometimes it's a little bit blunt, but just get it out and make it better so we can move along. So, like, she's like the minor arcana Empress. I mean, the Empress is a combo of all of the queens, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is strength in the trunks of the trees around here. There is a way for perhaps two different people that were on the other side of a bridge to come together, to mirror each other and work in harmony. And there is a way across and through the situation. So that broken bridge that came through is healed and mended. It's at the bottom. 8 of Inspiration. Maybe it'll, you know, there was all this waiting energy for something to happen. And I feel like I'm circling back around. Once that one thing, that one connection, like it's almost like a conversation could change everything. You know, if you had an idea that somebody was a certain way in your mind, and then you just have that one conversation or see something, you're like, oh, it's not the way I like imagined something at all. It's totally different. Like, I just see like somebody getting on board with something, like accepting it as it is. And when it comes, whatever this is, like you're winning the race. You're getting past this border, this boundary, this thing that was like keeping you stuck somewhere. You know, I see you getting out of something. It's like you gained strength, not just a little strength. It's like you gained all your superhero powers. And the 8 of Inspiration is when something happens really fast, all of a sudden, it takes off. It's a lot of energy that's put into a situation and it's turning on a dime. All of a sudden, things that were a certain way just turn around. What is the sun here? She's running in heels. Look at her. So not just getting through the situation and not just running that race, male or female, you're doing it in some high heels. You got some extra skills going on. I'm also getting a little bit of a rubber band thing with that stripes. So if it's like a push and pull energy, you know, and you're pulling too much, like when you let it go, it goes away. Like, I don't know exactly what I'm saying with that rubber band thing. But I'm ending on a song because I just thought of Nikka, Costa. The song is actually called Push and Pull. Push and pull it, struggle with the knot. Hide your heart while you're fading. And you take it what you got. Round and round till it breaks and you push and you pull it, struggle with the knot. That one. If you haven't heard that song, it's beautiful. I do believe it's in a movie, but I can't remember what. All right. I hope this reading was helpful for you guys. It was all over the place. Hopefully there was a little token of wisdom that helps you out. Maybe helps you see something in a different perspective. But I hope you have a really beautiful day. And I love you so much. I love you so much. You're so special. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you.